The Hoosier Planning Awards program was created by the Indiana chapter of the American Planning Association to recognize professional excellence and outstanding examples of urban planning. These awards honor works that represent the forefront of the profession and embody high levels of creativity and imagination. The 2026 Hoosier Planning Awards are juried by the awards committee, with committee members recusing themselves from the discussion and voting for the award if they were involved with the project. The awards program is open to any individual, firm, agency, or institution for projects located in Indiana and outside of Indiana, provided there was principal involvement by a member or members in good standing with our chapter. Nominated projects must be 3 years old or less at the time of nomination to be considered for an award. The awards program includes 2 levels of recognition: honorable mention and outstanding. Honorable mention recognizes projects that demonstrate high-quality solutions to challenging problems and contain multiple attributes that make them unique among the nominees. The highest award is an outstanding award. The committee only gives an outstanding if they felt that a project went above and beyond the standard planning practice for that category, was particularly unique and innovative, and will serve to move the urban planning profession forward in the future. The Indiana APA Awards Committee thanks all the nominees for the 2026 Hoosier Planning Awards for their efforts. The State Road 9 Innovation Corridor Economic Development Study establishes a transformative vision for turning Hancock County into a statewide hub for agricultural innovation that celebrates its rural heritage. Centered on the reuse of the former Elanco campus, the study creates an ag-tech and mixed-use district that integrates research and development, greenhouses, startup space, housing, retail, and hospitality to form a complete innovation ecosystem. Integrating the needs of the communities of Maxwell and Eden, the plan focuses growth where it is beneficial, preserving woodlands, floodplains, and open spaces, while maintaining traditional growth patterns that support rural development and identity. The study's phased infrastructure strategy aligns growth and utilities, jumpstarting progress by working with available assets and allowing time to develop additional necessary utility expansions. The study provides a realistic and actionable playbook for guiding economic investment, positioning Hancock County as a leader in modern ag-tech development and long-term rural economic resilience. Congratulations to HWC Engineering, OBE Advisors, and Hancock County, Indiana Economic Development Council for receiving an honorable mention for economic development for the Hancock County State Road 9 Innovation Corridor. The City of Noblesville East and West Gateway plans represent a coordinated economic development strategy to reposition 2 distinct gateway districts as complementary extensions of downtown. Separated by the White River, the West Gateway advances a health and wellness-oriented district, anchored by Riverview Health, riverfront investment, and walkable mixed-use development. The East Gateway establishes a Renaissance-themed district that leverages education, innovation, and legacy industrial sites to foster equitable redevelopment and long-term economic opportunity. Developed through robust community engagement and close coordination with city departments, institutional partners, market and TF analysts, and a practicing developer, both plans identify catalytic redevelopment sites, targeted capital improvement projects, and market-supported land use strategies. Together, the plans provide an actionable framework to guide public investment, stimulate private development, and improve quality of life, positioning Noblesville for sustainable economic growth over the next 15 to 20 years. Congratulations to MKSK and Policy Analytics for receiving the Outstanding Economic Development Award for the Noblesville East and West Gateways Plan. In 2025, the town of Clarksville adopted the town's first ever trail plan. The plan establishes a vision and strategy for constructing a network that connects neighborhoods throughout the town to major destinations, including employment, recreation, civic services, and retail, and dining. Planning the system presented several opportunities to think differently. Limited north-south connections required the team to plan a largely off-street system that utilizes publicly owned properties and easements. The system will travel through several different land use contexts, both existing and planned, which require flexibility in the proposed design and cost estimates. These constraints and others challenge the town and the consultant team to work collaboratively and creatively as they charted the course. This multimodal planning initiative was adopted by the town of Clarksville in 2025. Congratulations to the town of Clarksville, Taylor Siefker Williams Design Group, and Clark Dietz for receiving the Outstanding Transportation Planning Award for the Clarksville Trails Master Plan. The 2025 Middletown Downtown Revitalization Plan is the result of 3 years of grassroots organizing, community engagement, and civic collaboration. Once a thriving town built around natural gas, Middletown's downtown faced decades of decline following regional deindustrialization. Renewal began in earnest in 2023 with a community call to action that led to the formation of Middletown Main Street. A year later, the group secured a downtown revitalization planning grant and partnered with HWC Engineering to develop the town's first long-range plan. Through the planning process, the project team heard from over 400 community members, roughly 20% of the town's population. Robust public engagement informed the plan's innovative, trail-oriented approach to downtown revitalization, which leverages the Honey Creek Trail as a gateway to the downtown district and proposes developing a trailhead as a catalyst for change. The plan embodies Middletown's community pride and provides a framework for sustainable, collaborative revitalization. Congratulations to HWC Engineering and Architecture Trio for receiving an honorable mention for urban design for the Middletown Downtown Revitalization Plan. Launching the Lagoon exemplifies transformative, long-term planning in action. Over more than a decade, this initiative has delivered Indiana's first universally designed kayak launch and sensory garden at Marquette Park in Gary, turning a historic lakefront into an inclusive, ecologically resilient community asset. The project demonstrates innovation through universal design as a catalyst for equitable recreation, regional trail connectivity, multimodal programming, and environmental stewardship. Implementation has been sustained and effective. Visitor counts increased 32%. 25% of users identify as having disabilities, and over 5,000 volunteer hours support programming and maintenance. A robust public-private partnership, including city agencies, nonprofits, and volunteers, ensured resilience through funding challenges, phased development, a significant uptick in usage during the pandemic, and evolving community needs. The project has become a model for replicable, inclusive waterfront design, regional blue-green trail integration, and civic engagement. Launching the Lagoon's success continues to inspire communities statewide, across the USA, and internationally, proving that thoughtful, inclusive planning generates measurable, lasting impact. Congratulations to Causes for Change International and Nexus Strategy and Implementation for receiving an honorable mention for grassroots effort for the Launching the Lagoon Coalition. The High Street Crime Prevention through Environmental Design, or CEPTED, pilot area establishes a nationally relevant best practice by demonstrating how planners can drive public safety outcomes through evidence-based design and community partnerships. In collaboration with the University of Pennsylvania's Department of Criminology, the project documented a sustained 40.3% reduction in crime and an 86% reduction compared to similar streets over 3 years, grounding planning decisions in the independent academic evaluation. Rather than relying on enforcement-driven responses, planners applied CEPTED as a practical planning framework, integrating analysis, engagement, phased implementation, and measurement. The project rebuilt trust in a community long skeptical of planning by translating community priorities into measurable results. As one resident stated, "Since those lights went up, it's been wonderful, a lot less intimidating." This work directly advances APA Indiana priorities by demonstrating innovation, accountability, collaboration, and transferability, and by elevating public safety as a core planning outcome. Congratulations to the City of Fort Wayne Department of Neighborhoods for receiving an honorable mention for implementation for the High Street SEPTED pilot area. Packard 2030 demonstrates how a resident-driven planning initiative can translate into measurable positive neighborhood change. Started in 2020, at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Packard 2030 Neighborhood Plan has guided coordinated public and private investment focused on safety, connectivity, and placemaking. Since its adoption, more than $6 million in investment has brought pedestrian safety improvements, new street lighting to enhance visibility and reduce crime, and a revitalized Packard Park as the anchor of 18 neighborhoods in South Central Fort Wayne. Additional implementation accomplishments include new playgrounds at multiple parks, the creation of Irishtown Plaza, and the installation of public art to reinforce neighborhood identity. Grounded in ongoing resident leadership and engagement, Packard 2030 increased public trust in planning and established a replicable model for long-term neighborhood implementation that has inspired 5 additional neighborhood planning projects in Fort Wayne. Congratulations to the City of Fort Wayne Department of Neighborhoods on receiving the Outstanding Implementation Award for Packard 2030. Nestled in Gary, Indiana's Marquette Park, the Lagoon Outlook Garden and Kayak Launch is a sensory experience for people of all ages and abilities. Launching the Lagoon highlights this community project to showcase how private-public partnerships that source ideas from their citizens can become places of refuge and restoration. The Steel City has a storied past when it comes to its waterways and allowing access to them. Through compelling storytelling, this award-winning, globally recognized film reframes that narrative, demonstrating how intentional planning reconnects communities to their environment and improves quality of life. By translating a complex, multi-year planning effort into an engaging and accessible format, launching the Lagoon increases public understanding of the planning process and the role planners play as facilitators and stewards. The project's success positions this Rust Belt green and blue space as a replicable model for inclusive planning across Indiana and beyond. Congratulations to Causes for Change International and Nexus Strategy and Implementation on receiving the Outstanding Outreach and Communication Award for the Launching the Lagoon documentary film. Cicero Jackson Township Blueprint 2035 responds to a shared moment of transition as growth pressure increases in both communities and infrastructure investment advances along the US 31 corridor. The plan establishes a unified vision that balances the preservation of agricultural heritage with strategic, well-planned growth, recognizing the interconnectedness of land use, transportation, utilities, and economic development across both jurisdictions. The plan sets priorities for land use, agriculture, environmental resources, economic development, housing, transportation, recreation, town services, and priority investments. Developed as an actionable playbook, it emphasizes clear implementation strategies. Community engagement was central to the 18-month process, with more than 1,000 residents participating through traditional and innovative outreach methods, including a virtual town hall and interactive visioning tools. For Jackson Township, strategies focus on protecting farmland while supporting appropriate investment through agricultural districts, zoning tools, and conservation programs. For Cicero, the plan addresses infrastructure, mobility, housing, and targeted economic development. Congratulations to the town of Cicero and Jackson Township, an American Structure Point, for receiving an honorable mention for comprehensive planning for the town of Cicero Jackson Township Comprehensive Plan. Kendallville Plan is a visionary, comprehensive plan that blends historic charm with bold aspirations for the future. Developed through over 2,100 community interactions, it sets a strategic roadmap for growth, housing diversity, connectivity, economic vitality, and quality of life enhancements. The plan addresses barriers the community faces, including housing shortages, stereotypes that negatively affect Kendallville's image, property maintenance challenges, and opportunities for alternative employment and economic development. Kendallville Plan emphasizes inclusive transportation, expanding trails and sidewalks, and continued revitalization of the historic downtown with retail, dining, and cultural amenities. It also champions community identity through public art, events, and corridor enhancements, while continuing investment in parks and recreation. With an implementation matrix and spotlight projects, the Kendallville Plan ensures accountability and momentum, positioning the city as a vibrant, resilient, and welcoming community where every generation can thrive. Congratulations to the City of Kendallville, Hometown Initiatives LLC and JPR for receiving an honorable mention for comprehensive planning for the Kendallville Plan. The City of Gary Comprehensive Plan Update provides a clear, implementation-ready roadmap for the city's long-term revitalization and reinvestment. Developed through an equitable and community-centered planning process, the plan reflects Gary's unique challenges and opportunities while positioning the city to capitalize on new economic investments, infrastructure improvements, and redevelopment momentum. A defining feature of the plan is its redevelopment-focused approach. Rather than relying on broad policy guidance, the plan embeds a comprehensive redevelopment chapter that identifies priority sites, reduces development uncertainty, and aligns land use with real market and investment conditions. The plan also streamlines and modernizes a prior 400-plus page comprehensive plan into a concise, user-friendly document accessible to residents, decision-makers, and investors. Already adopted and directly implemented through an updated zoning code, the plan is helping leverage $27 million in state and philanthropic funding for blight elimination and redevelopment, creating significant momentum for revitalizing downtown Gary and surrounding neighborhoods. Congratulations to the City of Gary and MKSK for receiving an honorable mention for comprehensive planning for the City of Gary Comprehensive Plan. The Hancock County Quality of Place Plan reimagined planning by pairing engagement with civic education. Developed by HWC Engineering in partnership with the Community Foundation of Hancock County and the Hancock County Economic Development Council, the plan engaged hundreds of residents using clear language, visuals, and relatable topics. A defining component was Civic Circle, a leadership program embedded in the planning process to build long-term implementation capacity. Civic Circle taught residents how to interpret plans, build partnerships, navigate approvals, and move ideas from vision to action, positioning planners as educators rather than technical experts. Early outcomes include a Quality of Place Plan proclamation, recognizing the plan and demonstrating formal support from the Hancock County Commissioners, as well as permanent integration into the Foundation's leadership curriculum. The plan supports the broader Future Hancock Comprehensive Plan by informing long-term investment in arts, history, recreation, and local destinations, reinforcing a shared, healthy Hancock vision. Congratulations to the Community Foundation of Hancock County, Hancock Economic Development Council, and HWC Engineering for receiving an honorable mention for best practice for the Hancock County Quality of Place Plan and Civic Circle. The Whitestown Planning Case Viewer is a GIS-based website that represents a significant leap forward in transparency for the development proposal process. The Case Viewer allows anyone with internet access to view case files online within 3 business days of an application deadline. The viewer houses development proposal documentation and staff reports, is searchable by applicant, case name, or number, allows for feedback or questions about specific cases to be emailed directly to the planning staff, and serves as an archive for past case meeting minutes and public hearing videos. Project locations are also identifiable on the accompanying GIS map. This level of access to development proposal information has not been possible for Whitestown prior to the development of this tool. Congratulations to the Town of Whitestown Department of Development Services for receiving the Outstanding Best Practice Award for the Whitestown Planning Case Viewer. The Devil's Cradle wetland restores a valuable, biodiverse ecosystem to one of the nation's most environmentally stressed regions. Located in central Indiana, the project reestablishes the character of the historic Devil's Den, reviving a once agriculturally productive land to its original historic value. 4 distinct ecosystem types, from prairie to swamp, provide refugia for exothermic species, amphibians, reptiles, and fish. These landscapes are arranged flowing downstream along Cicero Creek, reflecting the site's pre-settlement hydrology. Public access is balanced with ecological preservation by buffering the boardwalks and trails away from the core forest to protect those delicate ecosystems. In return, rich educational opportunities are provided at the Visitor Center, a 2-story building with a mound built up and over it. Windows on the 2nd floor serve as viewing blinds into the reptile habitat among the rocks on the hill. Congratulations to Cadence D. Ward, An Hoon, Eve Gifford, and Jonathan Lee for receiving an honorable mention for student project for the Devil's Cradle. Greenway planning has advanced from its traditional role of linking open spaces to a holistic approach focused on equitable access to recreational corridors, urban landscapes, and culturally significant nodes. This research was first presented under the supervision of Dr. Dorna Eshrati as the final year capstone research in July 2024 for MERP and MUD at Ball State University. The research article was presented and published in April 2025 at the 8th FABOS Conference on Landscape and Greenway Planning in Amherst, Massachusetts. It investigates the Pleasant Run Greenway and its surrounding neighborhoods, one of the most underutilized greenway systems in Indianapolis, to explore how historic redlining has deprived these communities of the fundamental benefits of a greenway network. The outcome was a series of recommendations across environmental, social, and economic dimensions on how the city and residents can help create a thriving community around Pleasant Run Greenway. Congratulations to Jasmine Buzracharya for receiving the Outstanding Student Project Award for Crossroads, addressing historical redlining through greenway accessibility. Public service is an uncommon calling, and Michael Terranez has been drawn to serving others from a young age. Inspired by his family's history in local politics, he pursued a degree in urban planning at Ball State University. In his professional work, he pairs a deep commitment to community engagement with rigorous data analysis, research, and mapping. He has skillfully built relationships across organizations and successfully implemented neighborhood planning projects totaling more than $5 million. Michael's work in embedded planning with the City of Fort Wayne's Department of Neighborhoods has earned multiple awards from APA Indiana. and his efforts have helped restore residents' trust in the planning process. He also serves on 2 committees for the state chapter, and most recently was elected the Northern Region Representative for APA Indiana. Because he exemplifies the future of the planning profession, the Indiana chapter of the American Planning Association is proud to present Michael Terranas with the 2026 Best Young Planner Award. Philip D. Roth, PhD, AICP, has dedicated his career to advancing the practice, profession, and people of planning in Indiana and beyond. Through decades of service as a planner, educator, researcher, and mentor, Philip has consistently elevated the standards of professional planning while fostering the next generation of practitioners. A nationally respected voice in planning research and practice, Philip has bridged theory and application, ensuring that planning decisions are grounded in sound analysis while remaining responsive to real communities. His work reflects a deep commitment to ethical practice, thoughtful public engagement, and long-range thinking, hallmarks of the American Institute of Certified Planners and of his own professional legacy. Beyond his technical contributions, Philip is widely recognized for his leadership and generosity. He has given countless hours to professional service, mentorship, and collaboration, strengthening both the Indiana chapter of the American Planning Association and the profession as a whole. Colleagues and students alike credit him with shaping careers, encouraging excellence, and reminding planners of the broader purpose of their work. For his enduring impact, leadership, and dedication to planning, the Indiana chapter of the American Planning Association is proud to present Philip D. Roth with the 2026 Indiana Planning Sagamore Award.